and welcome back to Reading Homestuck, the Epilogues. We got Mason and June here today. No Arthur, I believe he's at work?
He's doing something.
He's doing something.
He's existing in reality in comparison to us.
Indeed. We're in a double fictional pub. This is the law we've discussed. But
Bro's
before we begin the episode,
real, kind of cringe.
Yeah, it is pretty cringe, honestly. That's fair. Reality do be kind of cringe. But as I say, before we start, I would like to announce something to the audience that Mason and June already absolutely know is going on, because we've been working on it for the last couple of weeks and we'll be working on it for the next month or so after this. We are going to be doing a little series for October this year, because I noticed, or June noticed, I think we both noticed separately and then just sort of came to the same conclusion, but that October 31st, Halloween, falls on one of our Thursday upload dates. On the Friday.
You noticed the Thursday upload thing?
Yes. But collectively we decided that we were going to do a little series called Reading Creepypasta, where for each Thursday/Friday of October, we shall be getting together to read 4 creepypastas, 4 scary stories from the internet, and most of them aren't that scary, I'm not gonna lie. If you're looking for a deep, if you're looking for a deep literary analysis of them, we're not gonna do that.
No, there's a guy on YouTube who already does that. I don't want to aid that guy's gimmick.
Yeah, we're not gonna steal his thunder. Instead, we're gonna read them and just give our honest, on-the-spot opinions.
And maybe
you know what,
some
editor
fun
me?
facts.
You know what, editor me? Put in a videoless audio clip from episode 1 to give our viewers a taster of what they'd be in for. Videoless, of course. Videoless, of course, so that we don't spoil any of the stories.
This is dog shit.
Damn.
Like, it was scary when I was 8 years old. It was not scary the day I turned 13.
But yes. And I shall announce next week what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to announce one of the stories we're going to be reading in each episode on the Reading Homestuck before that episode goes out. Just to encourage a little bit more, you know, just so people know what's going on. Yeah. But yes, you can look forward to that through October. But it is September now, and so we shall continue with what we're doing right now.
Yeah, wake me up when September ends, guys.
For real. Who wishes to begin on narrate? Actually, I forget. Who did we narrate? Who did we have narrating last? I think it was you.
I think it was me, because it was a conversation between Dave, Jade,
yes,
and Karkat. So I think I was narrating last.
Then I shall begin. No one is answering the door to Jake's mansion, so Jane lets herself in. There is almost no crime on Earthsea, and so almost no one locks their door. In fact, most doors do not have locks, which has been terribly unfair to the struggling locksmith industry. Once, at John's 18th birthday, Dave Strider engaged Jane in a shockingly aggressive debate about the economy, in which he accused her of supporting neoliberal corporate welfare, for pointing out this exact problem, which was, well, such a baffling incident that Jane is still thinking about it at absolutely random intervals 5 years later. She has an honorary business degree from almost every university on the planet. Dave hasn't even finished middle school. What does he know about the effective and ethical rigors of corporate bailouts? Well, Jane thinks with a heavy sigh, now that she's not running for president, it doesn't really matter, does it? Who wants to take Jane?
I mean, I can. I'm assuming Jake might be in this. So.
Yep, I see him at the bottom of the screen. He's below where you guys can see, because I'm streaming this to the other two via OBS. But I can see just below where OBS cuts off, Jake is in this scene. So yes, you take Jane. Mason, you may take Jake when he arrives.
Alright, time to put on my best corporate voice. That's easy. I do it as my fucking job.
Yeesh. Rough.
Jake?
Jane feels rather like a princess in an animated film, with the way her voice echoes up 3 flights of circular staircase. The mansion is dark and cramped. Tall, narrow halls, gothic arches, rooms stuffed in all corners with kitschy junk. Jake has a taste for velvet paintings and faux antique candelabras, which mesh less than harmoniously with the backdrop of his paisley wallpaper.
He's got fucking paisley wallpaper. Ugh.
Eesh. Blue light filters in from the stained glass windows on the top floor of the foyer, where depictions of cerulean sirens lounge against surprisingly tasteful modernist backdrops. Jane calls his name again, lifting her skirt so that she can climb up the stairs one at a time. From the second floor, she hears a sudden and awful noise. Boots scrabbling against wood, glass shattering, hard objects hitting the wall, and the unmistakable roar of a rifle firing. She sprints the rest of the staircase and runs down the hall. Clack, 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 in her expensive but understated kitten heels.
Jake? Jake, where are you?
The big oak door at the end of the hallway swings open, spilling orange lamplight into the darkness. Jake steps out, looking ruffled but handsome in corduroy shorts and a dress shirt buttoned up to the mid-sternum. There's a smudge of gunpowder on his cheek. His whole face lights up when he sees Jane.
Jane, how unexpected!
Are you alright?
Well, thanks, why wouldn't I be?
I heard a horrible noise. What was all the racket?
Oh, this.
Jake grins and holds up his rifle, which is still smoking from the muzzle.
It's a little morning target practice.
He kicks the door all the way open behind him to show what's up. A circular sitting room festooned with Christmas lights and paper targets, all of which look as if they have been hit many times with bullets. There's a battle bot hanging out by the fireplace at the back, holding an armful of bottles and surrounded by a sea of broken glass.
You do this inside the house?
He looks at her like she's the stupid one.
Well, of course, Jane, where else would I do it? Bringing this operation outside would only startle the neighbours.
Jane's mouth opens and then hangs there for a moment as she decides whether or not this particular conversation on household propriety is worth having. Sometimes Jake simply cannot be blamed for the foolish things he does. After all, he literally grew up in the woods. Instead, she enters the room and takes a seat in one of the ostentatiously cushioned bergerie chairs, careful to step around the puddles of cracked glass.
I must ask, Jane, it seems that you're rather frazzled. Are you sure you aren't the one who's not all right?
Jane rests her temple in her palm. Jake grabs another of his ridiculous fake Victorian chairs by the back and swivels it around so that he's sitting across from her.
Have you talked to Doug lately?
Not exactly. I would say that I have been talked to by Dirk, but the communique has not exactly been two-sided.
Ah, yes. It seems we're in the same boat then. I haven't heard from him. I stopped by his workshop, but it was locked. If he was in there, he wouldn't come out.
Dirk was the one person on Earthsea who took the state of the locksmith industry with the seriousness it deserved. Jake scoffs and flops a hand. Both actions are dismissive.
I don't see what all the ruckus is. Our good chum Dirk fancies himself a dark and tortured soul. Cutting us off is not entirely out of his wheelhouse.
Yes, but not like this. It's been years since he's done a full blackout on us. Oh, I'm terribly worried.
You worry far too much, Jane. Life has become so peaceable on this new planet of ours. I suppose Dirk is merely tired of this idyllic life. It's either driven him permanently or temporarily insane. That's my theory, at least. Maybe it's Tommy Rot, but I have faith that Dirk will be back. For all, where is he going to go?
You seem rather cavalier about this. Like, even more cavalier than you usually are.
Jake laughs, all uneven, and runs a hand through his attractively tousled hair.
I must admit I am rather half rats at the moment, but that's still more rats than you'd expect.
Inside of my walls.
Can't ever look at rat the same way
Just
now.
immediately
No.
comes skittering out.
Yeah, and there truly are more than you would anticipate.
Target Raptis.
For real. That's a title, potentially. That could be a title.
If nothing more interesting happens.
We'll see. Anyway, you're what?
You're what?
Sorry, that was a pretty obtuse way of putting it, wasn't it? What I mean to say is that I've been powdering my hair quite a bit today.
He makes a motion like knocking back a bottle. Jane side-eyes the idling battlebot, flushed with empty wine bottles, and side-eyes Jake.
First thing this morning.
Well, I needed the bottles for my target practice, Jane. I couldn't just pour the wine down the drain. That'd be a waste.
Oh my god.
Jane
he's drunk.
he's an alcoholic. Grand.
Oh, he's a fucking alcoholic. Okay.
I'm completely off the shits, Jane.
I'm fully fucking hammered, Jane.
Yes, you see, when I get like this, Jane, I'm no longer Jake English, I'm Jake British.
Jake British.
Jake British. Yeah. Wait, is it red wine?
You may call me Senor English.
Senor English.
he just whatever alcohol he drinks, his nationality changes to the origin nationality of whatever the drink was.
Monsieur English at your service.
No, it's not Monsieur English. It's Monsieur Anglais.
Monsieur Anglais.
English. Dankeschön.
Jen frowns and leans forward on her knees so that she can examine Jake more closely. She sees it now, the unspecifically precise movement that comes from overcorrecting drunken body language, the unfocus of the eyes, and it's a very detailed thesis he had on Dirk's potential psychology, almost like he'd been giving it a good think. She knew that Jake and Dirk were not officially together, and had not been for some time, but their lives were still inexorably entwined on basically every level for some reason she did not understand. One might even say codependently. No matter what he said, this had to be affecting him as well. Jane lets out a fluttering breath.
You know what, Jake? You're right. It really would be a waste.
She pushes out of the chair and goes to retrieve one of the unopened wine bottles sitting over the fireplace. All screw tops, because Jake isn't that classy. In fact, he isn't classy at all. His veneer of classiness is about as authentic as an off-brand Halloween mask. Jean has no idea why she can't get him out of her system, even after all these years. She braces herself on the mantel and knocks her head back, taking a long, uninterrupted swig right from the bottle. Nope, if I remember correctly, they're technically the parents genetically of John and Jade. They're siblings, Jane and Jake are not.
Oh, I see.
It's kind of a situation of, are your mum and dad siblings? No.
I see.
I hope not.
I'd really hope not for anyone listening to this under any
Otherwise,
context.
it's what was it called again? The thingy line of the people with the fucked up chins.
Habsburgs.
Habsburgs.
That's the one you mentioned it the other day.
Yeah, the Habsburgs.
Jeepers,
we
Jane,
went-
slow down.
Yeah. Jane keeps gulping. She drinks until she can't stand it, then breaks off, shaking her head and letting out an ungraceful hiss. Golly, that is cheap Merlot. Her vision is already swimming. Spilling a bit of wine on herself, she spins around to stare at the silent battlebot. It's got its hand out, waiting for her to hand over the bottle.
Could you leave us alone, please?
The battlebot tips its head at her with a click whir, and then looks at Jake, who, traitorously, offers exactly 0 backup. Dejectedly, the bot shuffles its way out of the room, but not before dropping every single one of the bottles it was holding so that they make as much noise as possible when hitting the floor. It slams the door behind it. Ah yes, Jane thinks. Scorched earth policy. That robot was indeed programmed by Dirk Strider. Jake is staring at Jane, wide-eyed behind his spectacles.
Jane, I must ask again, are you quite alright?
Actually, no. I'm quite not.
I will say, you really seem like you've got the morbs. It's morbid time, Jane.
You see that movie that came out recently, Morbius, with the Michael Morbius? Yeah, you're seeming quite like him. Do you see the scene of Matt Smith?
Jane, I'm rather sorry to tell you, it is indeed morbid time.
She staggers back to her seat and takes another swig of disgusting wine.
I cancelled my presidential bid.
What? I was under the impression that you were awfully chuffed about that.
I was so incredibly chuffed about it, Jake. But Dirk called me just before his disappearance and told me to cancel everything, and so...
Jane puts her face in her hand miserably.
I cancelled everything.
Why, Jane, do you really need Dirk to run for president? I know that he had set himself up as your plenipotentiary, but it seems to me you have everything you need to win the day without him.
Jane looks up at Jake from between her fingers and under her bangs.
Well, yes, I suppose I could run a successful presidential campaign on my own merits, especially since Dirk and I developed most of our strategy together. But now that I've pulled out, I can't just go back and tell them I've changed my mind. That would be so embarrassing. It would make me look wishy-washy. I can see the headlines now, calling me a terminal flip-flopper. Also, somehow it just doesn't seem right without Dirk.
Jake pries the wine bottle from her hand gently. He takes a drink from it, less gently.
Dirk has that manner about him, does he not? A way about him that makes you feel like whatever you do, as long as it does not involve him, it doesn't count for dick.
Sounds a little... bitter? Jane blinks at him.
I hadn't thought about it that way. But yes, ever since I talked to him, I felt strange.
Her whole body is numb and floaty. Sure, she chugged the wine, but it's strange to have gotten drunk so fast, isn't it? Especially since she spends several nights a month drinking much harder and fancier drinks at invested dinners. Jake passes the bottle back and she takes another drink.
Strange how?
Strange, like you just explained. Like nothing I do matters. I should be more upset that I've spoiled my chance at running for president, but for some reason I find myself not really caring. And that what I'm actually so upset about, the fact I don't care. Instead...
When did Jake scoot his chair closer? They're sitting packed so tight now that his bare knees are brushing hers. The air between them is warm and wine-soaked. Jane takes another serious look at him, at his elegant jawline, his dark eyelashes, his handsome nose. It really is unfair that he's so good-looking, while also being so Jake. But this is nice, she thinks. When was the last time they talked? Really talked? It's been such a long time that she's almost surprised how good he's being to her right now. Considering that she walked in on him in peak English disaster mode. Was it always this easy to talk to him?
No.
Maybe because of the wine. Maybe just because she wants to.
What was in that can?
Jane reaches out and sets her hand on his thigh. She leans closer until She can feel his breath on her face.
No, it was not always that easy to talk to Jake. I know, because the first episode I was in, you had a crash out at him.
You had your full crash out at him, and it was reasonable, don't get me wrong, but you
that
did
was my
crash
debut
out.
on this channel, I remember.
Yeah.
Once again, I iterate, what the fuck was in that candy and why is it global?
I
Crack.
don't know. Crack!
Global crack.
AphrodisiCrack.
Nice. I mean, not for the characters, but good pun.
Bad for the characters, good pun. Anyway.
Oh, this is mortifying to admit, but I've been thinking that perhaps I've been doing the wrong thing with my life. Instead of all this business politicking I've been doing, what I'd really like is to settle down and raise a family. Does that sound ridiculous?
Why, that doesn't sound ridiculous
Yes.
at all.
No, it does.
I mean,
No, Jake, it's
it
the
does, but I've got to
it's
say
the AphrodisiCrack. It's hitting your brain. It's gone to the brain
Yep.
stem, Jake. No.
you've terminal AphrodisiCrack. There's no chance.
Okay,
No chance of recovery.
That might be the title.
AphrodisiCrack.
Nothing about that. Technically, nothing about those words is against guidelines.
Yeah, because AphrodisiCrack is not a word.
Isn't a word, and as such cannot be harmed. I cannot be blamed. Anyway.
Why, that doesn't sound ridiculous at all. It's just that I've never heard you express such sentiments before. Except, of course, for that time when you were under mind control and had me trussed up in your lair as you pontificated villainously about using me as a breeding stud to create a blood lineage for your encumbered corporate space empire.
Oh, you still remember that?
Jane, you're one of my most cherished friends. I couldn't possibly forget a single moment we've spent together, no matter how sexually uncomfortable the situation may have been.
Or catastrophically traumatic.
Kill me.
No, June, we can't kill you because we're all already in hell. Jane feels herself turn red. Why did she think this would be so easy? Jake English was kind of a slut, true, but also their relationship was an emotional minefield. She slides her hand down to cup his knee, rolls her thumb into the dip of the joint there, and tries to remember the drunken advice of matters on seduction Jade gave her once when she was foolish enough to take a weekend off and go on one of her and Jake's expeditions. She can't for the life of her remember the substance of any of her lessons, though. Jake is still staring at her, drunk and enraptured. She ventures deeper into his personal space.
Well, Jake.
I'm sorry, June.
It doesn't.
I'm sorry that
I'm
this
sorry too.
has fallen to you. I am sorry. Not that I believe it is my fault, but just more in a sorry for your loss kind of a situation.
Wait, hold shit. This is episode 3, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're apologizing to me.
Oh, yeah, that is the trope.
It happens again.
I mean, trend, not trope, sorry.
Ah, fuck it. Put it on TV strips. I don't care. Alex apologizes to June. That's the trope. In episode 3, that's also in the trope.
You know, I might be wrong, but it feels like Jane, in particular, is the character who has just consistently gotten the shit end of the deal in Homestuck.
Yeah, honestly, she kind of has.
Yeah, she got such a
Sucks to
shit
be
end of the
Jane.
deal, she turned racist.
Yeah, she turned mega racist. Anyway.
Hold on. Let me just pour a drink really quick.
Yes,
Not
while you do
alcoholic.
that.
Not alcoholic. I'm
Do you
not...
think we give a shit whether it is or isn't? I
No,
wouldn't
but I'm
blame you.
specifying. I'm
Tell you
specifying.
what, you read this, I'm gonna take a quick loo break.
I also need a loo break, actually.
Oh, great. No one to judge me. Hooray.
Well, Jake, it doesn't always have to be that way. Putting business first, ignoring the good things in my life, chasing profit, I'm sick of it. I think I could be loving. I could be a good wife. For the kind of man who needs a good wife in his life. Like, say, an eligible bachelor with 100 empty rooms in his house and no one to help clean them. Who has been recently and mysteriously abandoned by his long-term companion, or whatever he was. Someone handsome and lonely, and who knows me well enough that we need not fear showing each other our less savory sides. Such as being drunk at 9 in the morning. Oh, Jake, isn't that the dream?
No, it fucking isn't. Fucking.
What?
I have returned.
I read the whole fucking thing.
Good. Jake slants close, casting a shadow over her face. His eyes are so green and they're glittering with naked adoration. For her. It's all for her. He nudges her knuckle under her chin and tips her face towards him.
Now we just need to wait for Mason to get back.
Hooray! Let me just... Oh, no.
I'm back.
I hate this.
There we go.
I hate
Yeah, we got to the end of the narration paragraph.
Okay. Jane.
He's so close that Jane thinks he might kiss her. She shuts her eyes and lets his husky wine breath wash over her face. Instead of kissing her, he says...
I say this sincerely as one of your oldest and dearest friends. I hope that you have luck in finding a charming and bricky bloke who will summarily impregnate you with as much swiftness as possible and be a responsible father for your children. There is nothing for you I want more. Now here's the thing. Is that him being self-aware or is that him being a fucking idiot?
It could be either, and I'm
honestly,
here for
I think it might be both. Somehow. I think we might somehow be in the realm of he's gotten so unself-aware, he's like wrapped around and become fully cognizant again.
A stopped clock is right twice a day.
Oh my god.
No, this clock's going backwards.
The way I pulled up AO3 to access emergency Yuri just in case.
You got exposed to too much aggressive straightness in the writing.
Too much FM.
The heterosexuality of this shit.
Jane's mouth drops open. What was she expecting? But Jake doesn't register her mortification or frustration either. He just keeps smiling and gazing into her eyes, warm and drunk.
Well then.
With a deep sigh, Jane shoves Jake off of her and stumbles back to where his horrendous tasting wine is stored. She pops open another bottle of briny smelling Moscato and tips it back. This embarrassing encounter isn't going to forget itself. June.
Okay.
John's been spending a lot of time with Roxy lately, which also means spending a lot of time with Calliope, which is awkward but fine. It also means spending a lot of time with Gamzee, which is awkward and not even remotely fine. John, Roxy, and Calliope are taking a stroll through downtown, New Prospect. New Piss Town!
New Piss Town!
This town just dropped.
New Piss City!
Welcome to New Piss City. Go and see the Piss Apple.
You said New Piss, and my brain just immediately went to snooping as usual.
Snooping City!
You said New Piss, and I thought, isn't that the boss from Thousand Year Door?
Wait, which boss is that again?
Dupliss.
Oh, Dupe. Wallahi, I'm cooked.
Anyway, we were at Gamzee.
You gotta unlock the letter P.
Gamzee's here, too, a couple feet behind John, doing essentially the same thing the other three are doing, which is walking at a leisurely pace, but he's being so weird about it, you can't really call it strolling. It's more like he's holding court, while somehow remaining in motion. Ever since he popped out of that fridge, smelling like sweaty foot, he's been all wise and sage-like. John considers that if he were using these two descriptors out loud, he'd make air quotes while saying them. He'd then say Gamzee's acting almost like a priest, which is a word he would also make air quotes around, due to how insanely full of shit John still believes him to be. Roxy and Calliope, however, do not believe him to be full of shit for some fucking reason.
Okay, who wants to take Calliope, John? June, do you want to take Roxy and the narration, or?
Yes, I will.
All right.
I can be
tell you
John.
what, I'll take Calliope then.
Also will.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Gamzee is leading a line of adoring Carapitians trailing behind him, telling them stupid fake Zen stuff like,
Do you want me to? I'll take this.
You
You
take
gotta,
this.
you gotta stop to smell the the seed fronds, my dudes.
the shed.
The, you gotta
Smell the shed.
Gardening tools, dude.
You gotta stop to smell the shed.
I don't know.
That's what happens when Gamzee starts hanging out with Jade.
Don't go in his shed.
Nice.
Not to be speciest or anything. For fuck's
John, no.
Okay, John, careful.
No, John, not like your grandmother, John. Yo, you can't do this. No.
Here we go. Not to be insert thing proceeds to be insert thing. But the sight of is kind of worrying because John knows all too well how susceptible Carapitians are to grassroots populism. What the fuck?
Because he's talking about flowers?
I don't know, man.
I don't know if that's a...
fucking...
I don't know if that's a connection.
When is anything ever a connection in this shit?
Something. I think it's like worrying because he thinks Gamzee's gonna try and lead the Carapitians in something, and it's just the start of it, and I don't. And like,
So it's like a metaphor, I guess, maybe? Not really?
no, it's not really a metaphor. It's more just like basically, John is hitting Gamzee with the slippery slope.
What is the slippery slope? Anyway.
What does that even mean?
If you
What do you
step on
mean
John,
by
you'll fall over.
I've got a headache. Okay? I'm not exactly thinking normally.
You'll step on John and you'll fall downhill rapidly and get hurt.
You shouldn't have stepped
Yeah.
on me. I try to warn people.
I got one of those yellow flags in my back garden.
He has it on good authority that virtually any schmuck can blunder into a crowd of them, say a few inspirational words and incite revolutionary fervour amongst the masses. John tries his best to ignore it and walk ahead, but Roxy loops her arms through his and pulls him back.
Now that felt specious.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Now that got yes.
Where her checker.
Where is here?
Me and Callie's favorite cafe. It's why we do all our fanfiction.
What's on the docket today?
Pegging.
Okay.
Okay.
Not what I was expecting. I thought you were going to say Yuri.
Could be any more specific?
Because I would have
It's a
been
nice
down
place.
for that.
Big
but
oval windows, flowers on all tables. It's
Oh,
got
sure,
a
just move
Frenchish
on.
aesthetic. John
Sure,
says
we'll just
ish
move on.
because
Okay, narrator. I got
Taking
retcon
the
powers. I can
elaborate.
hear
I
you.
will turn this bus around.
What fucking bus?
Does the bus run through here?
Yeah, I think the bus runs through here, guys.
Oh shit, Equus!
Hey, it's me! It's
I
Equus!
thought you were dead
Did you
like
guys
a
forget
long
about
time
me?
ago.
I've been
Huge-
here the whole
Wait,
time!
hang on a second.
Huge London
What?
double-decker bus drives through, but it's not red. It's indigo, and Equus is at the helm.
Hang on a second. Shouldn't Arqueous Sprite be here?
I mean, yeah, probably somewhere.
Like on Earth
Hey,
Sea somewhere.
Bro,
Yeah, somewhere, just not really doing anything.
Fuck, rip.
Hey, it's me,
Just
bus
sort of-
driver Equius.
Or
I've
at least
been here
hasn't
the whole
done anything
time.
yet. Just sort of been hanging out somewhere else where the plot hasn't.
Yeah, there's
gone
time,
yet.
I guess, yeah.
I need
No Jack
Equius
Bros
as a
either.
bus driver now.
Equius driving his big double-decker London bus, but again, it's indigo instead of red.
Driving in my bus, right after
After
a
Rabbit.
Right after some milk.
For real. We'll workshop it. We'll workshop it off screen. No, no, no. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyway, it's got a Frenchish aesthetic.
Oh yeah, I read that bit. John says ish because everything on Earthsea is sort of ish. Alternian-ish, Thus-ish, Japanese-ish. He'd even described the sky as kind of being kind of He'd even described the sky as being
Nice
kind of
description, John.
bluish.
I describe the sky as being kind of bad.
I don't know
Very
if he's
eloquent,
having,
John.
like, is he having a moment? Is he crying? Is he undergoing some kind of terrible medical problem? I don't know. Something bad is happening to our boy.
I stumbled
The
over
John-
my words, okay?
No, it's canon. No, it's canon. It's canon that that's what
John's
John
name,
does.
James' name. Nice to meet you. What did you say? John's name, the James. Are you alright? Hey, John, having a stroke? Call it John Gillens.
Call it John Dillon.
Okay.
Oh,
I love that
Jesus.
meme so much.
Okay, we got a few candidates.
more-
We got it.
It's more turquoise than anything. Too crisp and bright, like the old Earth skies seen through a pair of tinted novelty glasses. John doesn't even mean to be cynical about it, but he guesses that's just the mood he's in. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Calliope insisted on including an unbelievably smelly clown on an otherwise perfectly pleasant stroll.
Bro,
I feel
would
like
not have a
John's
shower.
like this close to re-entering his nostalgia critic era. Do you remember that
The
bit?
clown credit card.
The clown credit card. A clown credit card. No. Anyway, Mason.
That's it. We're going to a coffee shop. I got a bet for this.
Oh, he's about to have a game.
Oh, he's having a bad day. This is-
I'm freaking losing it. Get out of your mind.
Wow. Oh, John, you're so funny.
No, seriously, Roxy, I feel like I haven't left my house in years, which is true. And with all the stuff that's been going on, like Rose's illness or that stuff about the political situation, is it really a good idea for us to just be having picnics and going out to coffee shops?
Oh, John, don't worry so much about things that you have no control over. Like I said the other day, it's time for us to leave ugly things behind us. Like the clown.
But it was... Anyway. Yeah, for real, John. You can't just enjoy what a beautiful day it is. I know, I'm enjoying it. Since I get to spend it with you, like I've always been wanting.
You have?
Yeah, duh. She tugs him against her side and rests her head on his shoulder. She's a bit taller than him in her nice shoes, so it's kind of awkward. It feels
1 second.
uncomfortable to him. Oh boy. And looks more so for her. Do I continue reading or should I wait till I see?
Yeah, sorry. No, somebody just rang the fucking phone and I forgot to get rid of the damn thing. I'll be back in a sec. You keep reading.
I get reading? Okay. But he's enjoying the attention. Sort of. He missed her the way she used to be when the two of them were close as kids. She's laying it on a little thick for his benefit right now. And while he can appreciate that, it can be difficult to rekindle a friendship after it's gone cold for a while. John wishes the rekindling period would hurry up and end already so he can just go back to shooting the shit like normal. Roxy drags him into the cafe. Calliope doesn't follow him in for reasons he can only guess at. He catches a glimpse of her through the window, a little forlorn. Gamzee at her side like a faithful dog. He can't hear what they're saying. Outside, Calliope clasps her hands and directs a wistful expression through the cafe window. Foot traffic splitting lazily around her and Gamzee as they stand in the busy street at high noon. Her body casts almost no shadow on the cobblestone road.
Mason, do you want to take Calliope for this next section here?
Sure, yeah.
I can do Gamzee.
Yes. Sigh.
What's shaking, sis? You look bummed all the fuck out. If you heard some metal sounds, it was me getting the clown horns. How can you be feeling down when we be getting all redeemed and shit up in here?
No, it's just... Can't you see what's happening with Roxy and John?
Gamzee stares through the window. Roxy is leaning across the table to dab at the corner of John's mouth with a napkin. John looks very confused because they aren't actually eating anything yet. Gamzee stares at this for a very long time, his mouth lolling open as he contemplates what's transpiring with the closest facsimile to wisdom he can muster. He puts one of his huge hands on Calliope's narrow shoulder, all comforting-like.
Hey. Oh yeah.
Yes, the fucking Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, for sure. Your girl Roxy is all globes deep in that dude's dank nook. She's pegging him.
June, you predicted it.
Is what I'm saying. I'm saying explicitly that she is pegging that wind dude. It's what's happening.
Yes, and while I can't say I didn't see this coming, it's all happening so fast. I thought for sure I'd have more time with her.
Girl, you did this to yourself.
Would a motherfucker like me to?
Gamzee leans in so that his face is level with Calliope's. His grin shows every single one of his teeth. Miraculously, his breath smells worse than his body.
Motherfucking do something about it!
No, Gamzee, no, please, it's fine. I might be sad, but John has made his choice, and we must all live with the repercussions of that. I'm sure that Roxy will be very happy with him. We're all going to be very, very happy. I truly believe that.
Calliope walks away, looking somewhat less than very, very happy. Gamzee remains standing in front of the cafe, still not entirely convinced that he shouldn't motherfucking do something about it. John notices him there, just standing outside the window, leering at him and Roxy. His expression is serene, vacant. Calliope is nowhere to be seen.
Hey, Roxy.
What's up?
Gamzee, he's staring at us, and it's kind of creeping me out.
Oh. Yeah, don't worry about that. He gets stuck like that sometimes.
Stuck?
Oh, one-time shit. I think he's got brain damage from being a burnout. It's so sad.
What the fuck does that mean?
What do you mean by this, Roxy? Please.
Is it?
Roxy takes a sip of her tea. Her purple lipstick leaves a stain on the fine china.
Yeah, John. It's totes sad. He never had a chance with the kind of life he had. What a tragic, misunderstood figure.
Sorry, I'm still fucking processing what the fuck any of that means.
Yeah.
Roxy sighs and spears the cherry atop her cheesecake with the absurdly tiny dessert fork it was served with. She pops it in her mouth with a pouty little lip pop, staring at John with her eyes half-lidded. He thinks she's trying to be sexy, but he's a bit distracted by the sight of Gamzee lumbering into the cafe with all the grace of an aubergine Sasquatch sporting an epic
Oh, he's
Fucking
still in the
upset.
god tier fit. I almost
He's
forgot.
still in
He'd
the
be in the god tier fit. He's just walking in there with the fucking god piece on.
Yep.
Hey everybody, man, out my fucking way. I'm implying I got a huge dick.
Oh, fucking end me.
We were at He Puts.
I know.
No. Just in case you had, like, completely repressed where we were to protect yourself.
No. He puts both hands on the back of Roxy's chair and looms over her, without breaking eye contact with John. Roxy scoops a spoonful of cheesecake and feeds it to him.
Hey, Roxita.
Hagams, what's shaking?
Callie went all running off.
Oh, I hope she's feeling alright.
She's motherfucking fine. She said some noise about, 'cause of what John did, we're all gonna be one happy family of fucking ninjas for motherfucking ever.
What?
Gamzee, you're one silly dude. Tibia, it's pretty psyched to see you going through all this redemption shit. I bet you're gonna make a baller part of our greater ensemble if you give him the chance. Okay. John attempts a furtively gesture his disapproval with the entire situation towards Roxy by vaguely swiping his neck in a horizontal direction with his fingers, but she doesn't notice. Instead, she puts down her fork, slides her chair out, and springs to her feet with an abundance of this newfound enthusiasm he's been struggling to understand. Baby, gonna hit the ladies' room. Back in a Jeff, suckers.
Alright.
John and the date's repulsive third wheel watch as she scurries to the back of the establishment. The moment the door to the bathroom closes, Gamzee lumbers into a sitting position across the table from John without the slightest deviation in his heinous, awkward comportment. He puts his forearms on the table in front of him, folds his hands, and gazes into John's eyes with what he has come to identify as Gamzee's signature brand of faux sincerity.
My fucking guy. My dude and my ninja alike. My horn dog. I wish he would stop saying that. I wish he would stop saying the thing.
Uh-huh.
My horn to the motherfucking dog.
Waiter, help! Please.
John desperately waits
I
to
beg you.
attract some service in hopes that it will provide a social buffer for the appalling interaction that is presently taking place, but no carapacians seem to be close enough to heed his request.
Like, date stuck, please. I beg
Please.
you. We're dead.
I'm dead.
I'm
You're
dead.
a genuine codpiece sucker.
You're a genuine bulge sucker. Because I know
No,
you're not
I'm
going to
gonna add this
understand
guy.
what cocksucker means.
Man.
I see what's fucking up, my good brother. All's about I can say is game recognized motherfucking game. You got no secrets from this motherfucker, egg boy. A man stays locked in another man's hunger trunk long enough. Ain't got much left to fucking hide from one another.
Actually, that wasn't even my fridge, it was Jane's. I mean, we've basically got the same fridge.
Shut the fuck up. I'm getting real on a motherfucker right now. I've been redeemed, yo. I said my sorries and redeemed the shit out of myself. Didn't you see?
Why does this remind me of when
Yeah.
Arthur was...
No, it is.
You remember that?
Gamzee is carrying a little bit of Arthur energy now, which I do like, but I do wish he would stop saying the word, which is an awful thing that just sort of like we've got previous Gamzee, we've got a bit of Arthur. Put those together, it's been very good, but somebody also then jammed in a splinter of implied N-word. And it's not helping. It's not, it's kind of making both other parts seem worse by association.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get yeah or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know that YouTuber. So it's incumbent on a motherfucker to spread the redemption. You should get your redemption on too, my choicest of dudes, my dankest of dogs. See, a motherfucker knows. You got this bitch on a rope. It's time to pull her into your tent. I can smell it on you, brother. You've wasted years letting this premium hose slip through your fingers. I've redeemed, and by redeeming myself I became sexist, or more so. Less fucking conscionable than any crude stunt I pulled in my day, I must tell you. A capital motherfucking crime to be squandering Earth pussy like this.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know, dude. I don't know why I'm saying this at this point either. I don't get it. It's weird. But I'm all getting you back here, bro. I can be your wingman in this carnal fucking caper. I can help a little bitch like you romantically redeem his sorry ass. Let a motherfucker help a motherfucker out. Her popcorn skillet's piping hot for you already. Just need a tight and loyal boy like me to start shoveling in the corn. Also, she's into pegging. She's into pegging you. She wants to peg you, bro.
Well, that I knew.
Good.
Did you? Thinking it unwise to break eye contact with this lunatic, John nods very slowly as he listens while taking a secret snap of his ghoulish face to send it to Resi. Before John submits it, he tags the photo with a message.
I absolutely fucking hate this.
Real! Anyway, Mason, do you want to do the narration for this page?
Yep.
Real true.
Alright, I'll take Rose. You, of course, take Kanaya June.
Of
Did you hear
course, who else was I going to be?
What? Did you hear that Jane has been intending to run for president?
Yes. She in fact asked me to serve a position on her cabinet.
Can I have got weirdly British at the end there? Fucking.
On the board of responsible troll reproduction.
Oh dear. What did you tell her?
Well, in not so many words, but I told her to kindly fuck off.
Rose arches an eyebrow at her wife, who is tending to the mother grub. Rose herself is sitting cross-legged on an outcropping over the lip of the breeding pit, knitting a series of tiny scarves with the grub clones that she and Kanaya have come to help hatch.
That bad, huh?
She was already talking about regulating troll reproduction, with great confidence, I might add, as if she had already been elected.
Very presumptuous of her.
Well, I suppose her confidence was not unearned. Who was going to run against her? Carcat?
Kanaya laughs to herself, more fond than mocking. Rose turns over another row on her scarf with dexterous ease, switching the knit pattern without missing a stitch. From behind her knitting, she watches Kanaya check the shell thickness on a batch of eggs. Her wife is luminous in the early morning light, her rainbow drinker skin soaking in the pink light and reflecting it back like the inside of a snail's shell.
just kissed already.
Again, because you've done it several times definitely at this point, but more needs to happen. I don't think Karkat would be such a bad candidate, actually, depending on certain factors, I mean. I'm assuming that this is in this theoretical scenario, Dave is handling the economy.
Oh, of course.
Okay, in that case, it might have all worked out in the end.
Doubtlessly. I have great faith in Karkat and always have. However, I also am not certain he could step out of his hive without catching on fire. Swiffer, you could not swift... Could you not swift the mother grub so vigorously?
Can I be this guy?
You want to be Swiffer? Yeah, you want to take Swiffer Eggmop here.
Yeah. 90s 20 newsboy archetype. Sorry, ma'am! Swiffer Eggmop is Kanaya's overeager but well-meaning jade-blooded assistant. She talks a little like a parody of a 1920s newsboy archetype, or whatever the voice I just did, which Rose can only theorise has to do with Jane's influence on the culture. Just trying to get a nice and clean! I had the new prospect hornographers coming by later to scoop out some pies, scoop out some pigs.
So scoop out some pies?
Yeah, that's what I read. You're gonna get the pie out!
Swiffer, you need to go to lunch. You're clearly too hungry to do the job right now. You need food.
Swiffer is at the centre of the breeding pit, knee-deep in birthing juice as she mops down the mother grub's exoskeleton. The parturition of troll grubs is apparently an arduous and grisly task, one that has stained the mother grub's shimmering white exoskeleton rainbow dark with various secretions. Rose takes a moment to feel grateful that her current relationship alignment leaves no chance for her to ever become human pregnant. Not that she has any particular distaste for motherhood, it might be nice to adopt a little troll grub once the whole ball on natural production gets rolling. Swiffer adjusts the rate of her swiftling to a more acceptable level of vigour. She shines up the last of the segment she's working on, then twirls them up over her wrist with a martial flourish that absolutely recalls the fact that she is from a natural-born warrior species. She then gets to work washing the mother grub's horns.
What's this about the hornographer? Since when has the press taken an interest in our activities down here?
Oh yes, you were busy dying when I set all of that up. The mother grub is mature enough this year to process inseminate slurry for the first time in my history. If the government gives us the go-ahead, we can begin breeding trolls the natural way next month. I arranged the newspaper story
when Jane asked you to sit on the board for responsible troll reproduction?
Yes, the first thing I did immediately after screaming into a pillow was to call my acquaintance at the paper. Now that she isn't running, it doesn't seem very important. However, I'm actually not terribly interested in politics at all. Without anger motivating me, I began to think of how it's probably very irresponsible for any of us to use our influence in such a way.
I agree. In fact, I'd just assumed most of us had arrived at such a conclusion.
Not Jane, apparently.
Or Dave, I'm sorry to say.
There's a third member of their social group who definitely hasn't arrived at the conclusion that his power and influence should be meted out responsibly either. Neither of them speak his name, however. For some reason it feels like a shadow passing over the sun. A brief spike of pain flickers through Rose's head, a bolt that strikes between her eyes and splinters out. There's colour and light behind it, a vision that tears through the material reality in front of her and gives her a brief glimpse into a parallel reality where things are very different. It's gone as soon as she notices it. The image never materialises. She ties off the last row of her scarf and unwinds her knitting needles from the wool, a serene smile tugging at her lips. Since waking up in the hospital, she's stopped worrying altogether about what might be happening in splintered timelines. She's still worrying, in fact, about almost anything at all. A pleasant breeze rustles through her hair, carrying the sweet scent of early spring from the mouth of the chasm. Rose closes her eyes for a moment and breathes it in. Taken just 1 minute at a time, a day can be filled with hundreds of perfect moments.
Well, whatever inconvenient party ruining our opinions Dave and Jane might have about the economic future of our planet, it's all in the past. I have a very good feeling about where things are going now.
I see. So are you the seer now?
No, but I can't make predictions based on existing evidence. And if I spend every day like this doing the work that I was born to do with the person I'm most fond of in the world by my side, I believe that I can handle anything.
You really use dialogue like that to win my heart? Or are we getting complacent and incredibly uncool in our old age?
I'm convinced. I convince you to marry me. I don't think that I'm obligated to be cool anymore.
Benaya, you're the open quotes coolest chick closed quotes I know.
What are you doing with your hands?
So, just one of those.
Please don't.
Damn it, people
tell
are calling
me
for me. Hang on a
attempting to do
second.
the Strider thing. Oh,
Okay.
We'll get to
We'll
listen.
finish out the dialogue. And then I'll just mute Mason in post.
Yeah. That thing he does where he pretends to operate an invisible record player. God.
Who's the cool one now, Kanaya?
Well.
I'm sorry, guys.
it
I've got to go.
sure
It's a
isn't.
sudden emergency.
Oh.
Oh, fair enough. I'll take over the page from here.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Hey, no worries.
See you around.
All right. See ya.
Okay. See ya.
Damn.
Hope he's okay.
Shit, yeah. Anyway.
It sure isn't you.
Ma'am and ma'am's wife! Bank's closed, ladies! The first egg is hatching already! Kanaya twirls on her heels, skin flickering bright as she lifts her skirt and jumps into the breeding pit. Rose sets down her needles and follows, walking along the edge of the pit to the place closest to the eggs. She crouches to watch the miracle of life begin. She's never taken the time to come down here before and see the grubs hatch. Probably because she's been too busy diminishing melodramatically on the couch to take an active interest in her wife's life's calling. The grub is already chewing through the chitin eggshell with all its little legs moving simultaneously in offbeat concert. Swiffer is sniffling. She makes the motion of wiping away a tear somewhat cartoonishly. Golly gee oh my, this part always makes me tear up. Kanaya dips down to help the grub out of the shell. Her skirt trails through a puddle of birthing jelly, but she doesn't seem to care. There's an awed expression lighting up her face, in addition to the literal light emanating from her skin. She tears away the last chunk of the shell. It's mottled and rough, like a rock on the outside, but has a layer beneath like mulched flesh. Kanaya's hands are soaked blue with bloody yolk, and she finally lifts the grub and holds it up to the light.
Rose, look.
Rose looks. All troll grubs appear to be kind of samey, but this one has a familiar look about her. Asymmetric horns, one crescent and the other harpoon. A musk mane of hair and a mischievous glint in her beady little eyes, particularly the one with 7 pupils. Vriska?
Pretty close. A reasonable genetic approximation. This brood has been utilizing a slurry consisting of genes from our original group of 12 trolls. Mostly this results in unique individuals, but sometimes very close copies occur, as with the case of our ancestral descendancy.
So Vriska would be this troll's ancestor?
Yes.
Wow.
Rose, I think this is a sign.
A sign of what?
Haven't we been talking about adopting a grub?
Eventually, yes, but a natural-born grub? Don't you think it would be somewhat awkward, us raising a clone of your sort of ex? What happens when Vriska comes back? What do we say to her?
Rose, Vriska's dead, so it doesn't really matter.
Is she dead, though?
Absolutely. There are two things of which I have no doubt. That you and I are going to be happy for the rest of our lives, and that we are never, ever going to see Vriska again.
Why do we...
Maybe Vriska... I wonder who's going to return at some point. It's so subtle. Subtle foreshadowing, guys. Foreshadowing is a literary technique.
Oh, yeah.
Baby Vriska wiggles her 6 talons. Kanaya cradles the little grub against her chest and pokes it in the nose. The grub reacts by blowing a bubble of bright cerulean yolk membrane out from between its lips. To her own surprise, the sight melts Rose's heart in an instant. The emotion that hits her feels like one of her old visions. Suddenly she can see her and Kanaya's future so clearly, like a map rolled out at her feet and stretching far into the horizon. Kanaya's right. Vriska is dead, and despite everything, she died a hero. Vriska was a complicated figure of contrasting extremes. Her heroic actions were matched in scale only by her monstrous ones. And since no one had actually witnessed her end, it was impossible to say which side the pendulum swung and judged her death, heroic or just.
Damn,
It would be a fitting memorial for her. Even now, it will never end. It would be a fitting memorial for her and Kanaya to raise a version of Vriska who would be given every chance to make good on her noble characteristics. A true symbolic redemption arc. Something about the thought appeals to Rose's taste for the dramatic flourish. It would be proof that this was all worth it in the end. The destruction of multiple universes, the death of Kanaya's friends, the circuitous rites of suffering experienced by the nearly infinite splintered versions of every being to inhabit Paradox space. Rose loves her wife fiercely in this moment. The new mother of her species, framed in a literal halo of light. She can't contain her excitement. She leaps into the pit with Kanaya and runs to embrace her, not caring about the irreversible rainbow-coloured stains that she's smearing into her dress. Oh, Kanaya, you're right. We are going to be so astonishingly happy. And that is where we're going to end things for right now, I do believe.
Yeah.
With Mason having had to leave and there being a Dave and Carcat conversation. I want Arthur here for that at least. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
So,
Hopefully.
June,
Anyway.
in the absence of Mason, what did you think of this episode of reading Homestuck, the Epilogues?
Once again,
Let me put that
Jade
pause back.
gets trolled. And, it was
What?
funny.
What do you mean Jade gets trolled? She's not been in the episode until literally right now
sorry,
at the top of the
Jane,
screen right now.
Jane. Sorry,
Jane.
I saw Jade and on the screen and my brain.
Your brain went, yeah, that's the better character. Yeah, I'll talk about that one.
Jane got trolled, and it was funny.
It was. Indeed. Vriska reincarnation arc.
Vriska's back. Maybe as a better person this time.
The strongest thief of light of today versus the strongest thief of light in history.
Damn.
Mason's typing?
Yeah, and I mean, oh yeah, Mason's typing. But
Oh, the dog's got out of the house. His dog's got out. His aunt let the dogs out.
No, God.
But now we know he let
I
the
mean,
dogs out. Let me just But yes. So, where were we? Where were we before we learned who let the dogs out? Yes. Not terrible episode.
Not awful. An
episode.
Man, I'm worried about what's going to be happening later in this. Considering what we're already doing. It's like... I feel like this is going to go some uncomfortable places.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Especially because it's all text-based.
Mm-hmm. 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 Anyway.
Let's
wrap this up. So, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you very much like this video and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. We upload episodes of Reading Homestuck every Monday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone, and we upload other things on Thursdays or Fridays, again, depending on your time zone. Other things, like, as mentioned at the start of this video, Reading Creepypasta, our seasonal Halloween series that we're going to be doing through all of October. And as I said before, I will also be telling you next week on Reading Homestuck what one of our stories for Reading Creepypasta Episode 1 will be. Other things also, like a video that I think is going to be coming out this week. Yeah, it's going to be coming out this week. I've made another big, long edited thing. Have you ever watched Honodoc and his videos of Could You Survive in Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine or stuff like that? Well, I was watching them and I figured, hang on, what about Spurb? What about Homestuck? What about those places? Could you survive there? And so I made a whole video of it, of figuring it out. So, with a bit of cameos from June, Arthur, and Mason, of course. I couldn't leave them out. You know, it's an hour long. You know, I was fine leaving them out of the 20-minute video that I didn't know would blow up. An hour long one? I gotta have a little bit of cameos at least. Come on.
Yeah, you take the one that got really big all for yourself. I see.
Hey!
I'm kidding.
This one could get big too. This one could get big too. We don't know. It hasn't come out yet. But yes, you can watch that when it comes out, which I believe is this week. Yes, it is. So yes, you can also check out. You know what? From now on, I'm just gonna sort of like advertise what's coming out in the immediate future. I'm not gonna talk about all our series because honestly, if I did that, I'll be here for 3 hours. So you can also follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky, where I post things for our series Writing Homestuck. I also post other stuff there on occasion, though it is rare. You can also send me asks, send me DMs, send me whatsoever you choose on both of those platforms. YouTube does sometimes eat your comments, which is very frustrating for all involved, but you can send them to me on those places, and I'll actually be able to see them. You can also follow June on Tumblr, Blue Sky, and Instagram. June?
Yeah, you can follow me though. Stuff
Indeed.
happens. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Depending on your time zone. I don't know. No, it doesn't really depend on your time zone.
It doesn't. Yeah. If you live in the,
I just felt like being funny.
If you live in the
If you
fucking
live in Newfoundland specifically, fuck
things
you.
happen.
You don't get to see any of my shit.
Yeah, and
Fuck
if you
you,
live in New Zealand, shit happens. Shit happens a lot more there, I guess. I don't know what's happening. What are we doing anymore?
I don't know
anyway.
what's happening in New Zealand right now.
I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing that could be happening. You can also follow Arthur on Twitch, where, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be doing Deltarune soon. Probably starting.
A fugitive got killed by the police.
Ah, okay.
That happened last week.
Oh no, yeah, it also happened on Arthur's Twitch, I fucking guess. I don't know. It didn't,
Sorry.
It didn't. But yes. He's doing Deltarune over there. Soon-ish. Don't know exactly when. Schedule's a little fluid at the moment, but, you know.
He's Deltarating his
that.
room. That's all you need to know.
Indeed. Yes, you can catch him over there at about 6:30. What was it? 6:30 to 8 start, and he streams for about 2-3 hours, sometimes more, sometimes less. And that's
I think so.
GMT, if I'm not mistaken. British.
Oh, GMT. Yeah.
So you shift that to your own time zone, and me, June, and Mason might be there, might not. We'll see. It's all a little up in the air. And this is where I would pass over to Mason, but he did have to leave, so unfortunately can't really do that. So instead we shall simply say...
Hold on, let me skinwalk him. Let me skinwalk him for a second.
Okay. Alright, go off.
Yeah, thank you all for watching. We worked very hard on all of this stuff. I don't remember what else Mason says.
You did a fucking bang up job of skinwalking him, June. Real good. Convincing. I'm convinced. I'm convinced he's here.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, I guess that's what we're gonna be doing now, because we'll see you in the next video. See ya.
Bye, I guess.
Yeah, later.